Derby County have already signed 2 former Blackburn Rovers players, as well as employing the former Blackburn Rovers coaching staff. Well, up next seems to be a raid for 3 Blackburn Rovers players, with Tyrhys Dolan, who is now a free agent, Callum Brittain, the fullback, and Travis, the central midfielder, all under interest from Derby County. Now, obviously, there's no guarantee that any of these deals get done, but it is certainly something Derby County are looking at, and it's something that has been discussed across the course of social media over the course of the last couple of weeks, really, with Callum Brittain being the latest one to add to the list. Now, obviously, when you look at Tyrhys Dolan, incredibly talented player, can play on either wing, can play through the middle, and has a wide range of interest across the course of not only the EFL Championship, but also abroad as well. You've got Callum Brittain, who's immensely talented in that right-back position, and Travis, who is an unbelievable midfielder at Championship level. But will Derby County be able to get these deals done? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you have not done so already, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and shall we take a deeper look into it? Do you want to win yourself the brand new Derby County 2025-26 home shirt? Well, I'm here to give you an opportunity to do that. There will be a link down in the description where you can head on over to raffle.com to join a raffle where you can win the Derby County home shirt. Ticket prices start at just £1 with a range of different discounts available. You can buy 2 tickets, get 2 free, 5 tickets, get 5 free, 10 tickets, get 10 free, and 15 tickets to get 15 free. The intention with this is to give you guys the opportunity to win a Derby County shirt for less than the valued cost in the shop. So if you haven't done so already, head on down to the description, click on the link in the description, which will take you over to raffle.com, create yourself an account, answer the question, and join this raffle. The winner will be announced on August 1st at 6 p.m. as the transfer window begins to draw to a close. So if you haven't done so already, head on over there and get your tickets. Now, obviously, Tyrhys Dolan is the one we're going to get into a little bit first. Now, out of the 3, I think Tyrhys Dolan is probably the least likely one to join Derby County. Obviously, with him being a free agent, that means that he's going to command quite a high sign-on fee, as well as potentially quite a high wage as well. And I think when you look at some of the clubs interested, obviously if you go back a few weeks, it was Middlesbrough who were leading the way in the chase for that, but then Michael Carrick got sacked. It was then Norwich leading the way, and then there's not really been many talking points in regards to that of Tyrhys Dolan over the course of recent weeks, apart from an article which came out from, I think it was FL72, in regards to the places where he could go. There's interest from both Rangers and Celtic in Scotland, as well as a few other clubs over in France as well as Spain. Now, obviously for Derby County, the most important thing about this summer transfer window for me is improving the quality in the squad. And I'm not just talking here about the starting 11 quality, I'm talking about the strength in depth. And I think with the signings we've made so far, Derby County are already an improvement on what we had last year. In my opinion, if you compare Carlton Morris and Lars-Jørgen Salverson to Jerry Yates and James Collins, I'd personally take what we currently have. If you put Andreas Weimann up against Nathaniel Mendez-Lang, I'd take Andreas Weimann. If you put Weimann up against any of our central midfielders who potentially played that 10 role last year, I'd probably take Andreas Weimann as well. You look then at Danny Bart, Matt Clark, Sondre Langas, and in my opinion, I'd rather have them over Curtis Nelson, Erin Cashin, Nat Phillips, in my personal opinion. Now, everyone is entitled to theirs. And I think when you look at this sort of like Tyrhys Dolan signing, and there is also a link to Louis Barry, which we'll discuss later on today, but I think that when it comes to Tyrhys Dolan, I think it certainly improves those wide areas. He's certainly going to be sort of probably the best wide option at Derby County if he was to sign for the club. And I think that's sort of the important thing when you have to look at what Derby County are looking at. Obviously, over the course of the last few days, we've heard the news of Patrick Agyemang having a deal agreed, believed to be in the region of £5 million, with about £1.5 million of add-ons. You've then obviously got, Carlton Morris has come in, you've got Danny Bart, you've got Richard O'Donnell and Andreas Weimann as well. But for me, Tyrhys Dolan would probably be sort of like the marquee signing of this summer alongside a Patrick Agyemang, because obviously Agyemang's cost is going to sort of keep him at the top. You then obviously sort of look into that area of Travis, and for me, Lewis Travis is an immensely talented central midfielder. He's very good on the ball, can make things happen, and he's very good at sort of keeping play ticking. And what I think Derby County are missing is that sort of deeper lying midfielder who can sort of not only win the ball and read the play very well like Ibu Adams does, but also create that sort of extra half of being able to put the ball in good attacking areas and those sorts of things, which I think we really missed last season until we brought in Harrison Armstrong. Now, a lot of people talk about Ibu Adams a lot and the quality that he has. And actually, I had a discussion with someone on Twitter a couple of days ago in regards to Ibu Adams. They were claiming that he was a top 3 midfielder in the division. And in my opinion, and based on the numbers which I then showed to him, he quite clearly isn't. He was ranked about 45th. And for me, I think Lewis Travis is certainly an improvement on what we had last year. I think he's certainly an improvement on that of even on that of Ibu Adams. Now, I know some people are going to go, well, Ibu Adams is brilliant. Ibu Adams is this. Ibu Adams is that. And don't get me wrong, I like Ibu Adams. I think he's a very, very good central midfielder. But I think he's good at what he does rather than being good at everything. And I think what Derby County really need next season is having that player that is really good at everything and being able to sort of create things, win the ball back, good at interceptions, good at reading the play well. And that's something that Ibu Adams does well. Is brilliant at tackling, is brilliant at interceptions, chucking himself in front of shit. But the bit where he lacks is that sort of technique and that technical ability, which is where I think he needs to develop his game. And obviously, I think he's 28, 29 now. It's highly unlikely that he's going to sort of get to that next level. But I did, in my personal opinion, notice a difference with Ibu Adams once John Eustace came in. I thought he was much better on the ball under John Eustace. I thought he created a lot more chance. Well, not necessarily created more chances, but made a lot more things happen. And that's obviously something that's really important. Now on to Callum Brittain. I posted a full video discussing him yesterday. I think obviously a very immensely talented right back. And I think when you look at Derby County's full-back options, you've got Joe Ward, you've got Kane Wilson, you've got Ryan Niambi at the moment. Obviously, Jake Rooney can play out there. Sondre Langas can, worst case scenario. You've obviously got some academy products that worst case could step up as well. But what I think is really important is I think that Derby County are potentially maybe even planning for Kane Wilson to maybe move on, but also maybe planning for Kane Wilson to play that little bit higher up the pitch. Now, do I think that Kane Wilson is out and out a winger? I don't believe so, but I think he has all the traits to be able to be a winger. And I think by bringing in a Arkell Jude Boyd, a Callum Brittain, a Cody Drummer, I think you open up that door to be able to give Kane Wilson that opportunity for John Eustace to experiment with him further forward, whether it be on the left, whether it be on the right. And I think if you go back to when we was in League One, he played on the right-hand side of the front three a couple of times, and he also played as a number 9 under Paul Ward. I'm not saying that that's what Derby County should do, but there's always that opportunity to give Kane Wilson that opportunity to prove himself in those positions. Obviously, at the moment, we've only got Caden Jackson, Andreas Weimann and Corey Blackett-Taylor who can play in those wide areas. It sort of really opens up that door. Or it maybe means that Derby County are going to a back 3. Now, obviously, it's a very, very interesting sort of discussion to have. We don't really know how Derby County are going to shape up under John Eustace. We know, based on the fans forum, that he's hoping to be able to push himself into a 4-2-3-1. But at the moment, I think we're still missing in those wide areas. I think we're going to be pretty stocked up front with Adjumang, Selverson and Morris. But I think in those wide areas, we're really lacking. And if we want to play a 3-5-2, you can sort of use Andreas Weimann as that fourth striker as well, because that's where he's sort of had his best period. Now, if we do sort of head into sort of a 3-back formation or a 4-2-3-1, it's going to be really interesting to see who does play in those wide areas if Eustace plans to use that. Now, obviously, you can all let me know your thoughts on that down in the comments. I think all 3 mentioned in this video are going to be incredible signings for whatever club they do go to. Obviously, Callum Brittain heading into the final year of his contract at Blackburn. They are trying to tie him down, but at the moment he seems like he's open to a potential move away. You've got Lewis Travis. I believe his contract expires in 27, but I could be wrong on that, which would be interesting to see where he may end up. And obviously Tyrhys Dolan, currently a free agent with a lot of clubs sort of hoping to get his signature. Now, obviously, let me know your thoughts on that down in the comments if you have not done so already. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell, and I'll catch you
you in my next video.
Do you want to win yourself the brand new Derby County 2025-26 home shirt? Well, I'm here to give you an opportunity to do that. There will be a link down in the description where you can head on over to raffle.com to join a raffle where you can win the Derby County home shirt. Ticket prices start at just £1 with a range of different discounts available. You can buy 2 tickets, get 2 free, 5 tickets, get 5 free, 10 tickets, get 10 free, and 15 tickets to get 15 free. The intention with this is to give you guys the opportunity to win a Derby County shirt for less than the valued cost in the shop. So if you haven't done so already, head on down to the description, click on the link in the description, which will take you over to raffle.com, create yourself an account, answer the question, and join this raffle. The winner will be announced on August 1st at 6 p.m. as the transfer window begins to draw to a close. So if you haven't done so already, head on over there and get your tickets.